The vehicle behind us, this International ProStar, is a 2012, and after it sits for about 2 weeks, it has some trouble starting. So today I want to take you through some troubleshooting steps that we can do to figure out what could exactly cause that issue. And in fact, we've already load tested the batteries to prove that that's not the case. So the next logical step will be a parasitic drain or parasitic draw. So let's go ahead and get started, and I'll show you the process. Now, to go ahead and prepare our setup, because there is some setup required, we're going to go ahead and disconnect all of our negative cables, attach them together, and then place a jumper wire between the cables we just disconnected and our batteries. So now that we've got our negative cables disconnected and tied together, it's really important to make sure that all the negative cables on all three batteries are all tied together before we place the jumper wire. Now that we have prepared our jumper cables and we have all our negative cables connected together, now we have to prepare our multimeter to take the measurement. Now we are going to be using the amperage measurement, and we have two options on this particular meter. We have a 20 amp maximum and we have a 400 milliamp maximum. However, it's really important that we go ahead and start with the 20 amp port. And the reason that is if something as simple as a dome light is on, you'll blow the 400 milliamp fuse. So to do that, I take alligator clamps, I'll take my red lead, and I will move it to the 20 amp port of my multimeter. Then I'm going to take the dial and set it to the appropriate setting, which is 20 amps. Now once this is done, I'll need to hook my multimeter in series between the cables that we just disconnected. So now that we have everything connected, what I always recommend is a minimum of 10 minutes to allow this jumper cable to transfer all the current until all modules power down. After the 10-minute timer, we'll go ahead and disconnect the jumper cable and allow that current to now pass through our multimeter to take our measurement. Now you'll see that according to our multimeter on the 20 amp port, we have roughly 140 milliamps of current going through this circuit. On today's vehicles, the specification is between 50 and 85 milliamps. It's a little higher than it used to be just because of all the modules that have been added. In this case, at 140, we're too high. Now we have to troubleshoot and figure out exactly where our draw is coming from. Now, one thing I want you to be aware of that we learned early on is when we're doing this parasitic draw, we're going to have to access the cab. So as soon as you open the door, the body controller will power on, and that will cause your amperage to increase. So let's go ahead and zoom in and take a look. So you'll notice just by opening the door, we increased almost 200 milliamps. Now, the reason this happens is because we have a door switch located here. And anytime we open that door, the door switch then closes, which tells the body controller to wake up. Now, if this is the case, to make it easy to access this vehicle to move in and out of the cab while troubleshooting, we can take something as simple as a ratchet, put it in the door jamb there to make the switch closed so we can constantly get in and out of the cab to do our troubleshooting. So the easiest place to start is to jump up, locate your fuse panel, and start pulling fuses one by one while monitoring your reading to see if the amperage value does in fact drop. That will allow you to find out which circuit could in fact be the issue. So let's get started. So now that we've gone through every single fuse on our fuse panel and still haven't located our draw, now it's time to move to the next step. An important reminder is there anything that's been installed that wasn't from the factory? Quail comms, GPS, any type of tracking devices. We also want to look for those that could be installed or hidden behind panels. If we can't find anything there, then we're going to start needing to power down each individual module one by one to continue to look for our amperage draw issue. Alright, so now that we've disconnected every fuse in the fuse panel and still haven't seen a change, it's time to start disconnecting modules one by one. So on this vehicle, the easiest module to disconnect first is actually the body control module. The power feed for that module is located here. So we'll go ahead and disconnect that module and we'll look for a change. Now that we've disconnected the voltage supply to the body control module, you'll notice that our parasitic draw is now gone. So that tells us that our body control module is responsible for the draw that we have on the vehicle of 140 milliamps. So now we're going to take a known good body controller, we're going to swap that module, and we're going to prove if in fact that is our issue. Alright, so what we've done is we went ahead and took a test body controller, a known good body controller. We've connected all the electrical connectors, and just to make it simple, we used a jumper wire to jump from the existing power feed to the new body controller. Now we're going to close the door, or at least shut the door switch, and check to see if that was in fact our issue. If you'd like to learn more troubleshooting techniques like you've learned in this video, be sure to check us out at training.diesellaptops.com. We hope you learned something today. Good luck, and we'll see you soon.